Life presents itself to you in the moment. So, the only thing that is the truth is this present moment, and it is here and now. So, if we can practice the art of living in the moment, because all of consciousness comes and presents to you in its entirety in the present moment. And if you are aware fully in the present moment, then you're aligned with the flow of consciousness. And consciousness presents itself as challenges in our lives only so that you can acknowledge it, recognize it, and accept it. And when you accept it, instead of fighting or denying it, then the consciousness also presents the solutions for the challenges. Remember the saying that God does not give you any problems that it knows that you cannot handle. So, consciousness is only interested in making each one of us as a better or a higher versions of our own selves. And the only way to do that is to test us, is to bring out the best in us. And how do you test? Is by bringing a challenge. So every challenge is an opportunity to grow. But if you know that within the heart of the problem lies the challenge, that the solution lies within the problem, that's how it is designed, then you know that the solution is round the corner. Then you know there is nothing to be upset, there's nothing to be anxious, there is nothing, to start feeling, getting your emotions involved in it. So, no stress comes, no anxiety comes, no palpitations come, no anger comes, no frustration comes. The only thing, you live in this equanimity, knowing that all is well, that all is as is meant to be. In its nature, consciousness is perfect. There is no imperfection in consciousness. Everything is happening as per a plan which is part of our soul blueprint. So when you know that, and when you understand that principle, and you know that you are part of that consciousness, you are at ease at all times. You're absolutely, perfectly aligned to that consciousness. And you know that any case, all that is happening around us, all that we are experiencing with our five senses is an illusion. Jagat Mithya, Brahma Satya. That the only truth is the Brahman, the immutable, imperishable, all pervading consciousness, the Brahman, which is in the nature of energy, which is consciousness, and the Jagat, which is the world that we see, which we perceive through our five senses, is an illusion. So, in any case, all these challenges that so-called that are coming in our lives are nothing but an illusion. If you see through this illusion, then you see only the perfection. You see only that which is permanent, which is imperishable, which does not come and go, which is not transient, which is who we truly are. And once you are in that, there is no anxiety left, because anxiety is to the mind and the mind does not exist. Mind itself is a fictitious thing that we have given so much importance to. And because we give importance to it, it grows. and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And then we have to go to therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists, and all those people who have millions and millions of dollars and rupees only on our stupidity, on our weakness, in our inability to see the truth. We are ignorant. So all we need to do is to awaken to the reality that I am not the mind and I am not what I perceive with the mind. I am the pure consciousness. I am that pure love. That is the reality. And in that, the mind melts, the mind merges, and the mind does not trouble you any longer because you remain in your truth. And just holding this truth at all times, in thought, word, and deed, which is what truth is. Truth is that what we think is what we say, and what we say is what we do. And instead of reinforcing our fickleness and our stupidities and all things that we do, we keep reinforcing them. We keep saying it again and again. Instead of that, if we are aware and we remind ourselves that I am Brahman, that I am that consciousness, I am that all-pervading reality, and I am that truth. If we, instead of repeating all our failings, all the failings are because of our five senses, what we are experiencing. And if we recognize that they do not exist, so instead repeat that I am Brahman, I am God, I am consciousness, I am all that exists in this universe, I am this pure love, I am that divinity. Then everything starts to shift for you because you are now focused on the truth. And therefore, how can there be a challenge? How can there be a problem? How can there be anything which is unresolved in your life? How can you hold memories of the past, experiences that you are holding? Because who's holding it? Where are they coming from? They're coming from the mind. But the mind is not real. So you are holding on to something which is not real. It's like, a home which has no foundation. It's like a caravan. It has wheels, it travels everywhere. So what do you do with a caravan with the wheel? You disconnect it from the engine. You disconnect it from, the truck or the bus. And the caravan is there no more. Let it flow. Let it just go down the hill and fall to its logical conclusion. Because in any case it is not there. It is mythical. So, where is the question of holding on to past and holding on to our bitter experiences? They are bitter because we are holding on to them. If we don't hold on to them, they don't exist. So, what the vehicle which is holding it is the mind itself is non-existent. So, why are we giving any importance to it? The problem is because we keep repeating it and we keep talking about it instead of talking about the truth of our being, the truth of our divine nature, our consciousness. If we keep repeating that, only that will come in our life. What you repeat manifests in your life. I keep telling people around me that do not talk about your failings and your weaknesses and your reactions and your responses because you are all driven from your mind. Start focusing, do manana, reflect about your true nature, and then live in that nature. Align, be careful of the language, the words you use. Use words of consciousness. Do not use words of the mind that you are prisoner of, that you are trapped in. That is conscious living. And once you become one with this conscious living, then everything starts to shift, and it shifts very rapidly. What you hold is what you manifest. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. These underlying principles I've spoken about, and in the Atma Chalisa, they are there in the book, The Pathless Path, the Path of Love. These are not just things that we read and enjoy. These are things that we practice in our lives. And then we see the transformation happening. And that is when the glory of who we truly are unfolds and manifests. So, remember, all of us are living in perfection at all times because all is perfect. All is perfect in its imperfection. because that is how it is meant to be in this moment. Nothing can change. Nothing is other than how it was meant to be. This is the reality because the present moment is the truth. That is the only thing that exists is this moment. And if we seize this moment, if we grab this moment, and if we remain in this moment, then we are truly liberated.